Hello my dear students, welcome back to my channel. Today in this video we are going to learn class 10 English lesson The Gift of Magi's question and answers, and today we are going to learn part 3 session of question and answers. Earlier two sessions and explanation had been learned in my previous videos. The link of those videos will be shared in the description box for your convenience. So let's move on to the part 3 session of the question and answers. But before that, students, if you're viewing my video for the first time, do subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon so that you get the notifications of my latest upcoming videos. Do watch the video till end, and if you like it, hit the like button and share with your friends. Okay, students, now let's move on to the question and answer session. So we have to do B question, that is close study in your textbook. It says read the following extracts carefully, discuss in pairs, and then write the answers to the questions given below them. So this is the normal heading which you have in your text. Under that you have first question, and it's she got out her curling irons and lighted the gas and went to work repairing the ravages made by generosity added to love. So this is a sentence in your book which says that she means Della, who goes curling her irons. She irons her hairs, she lighted the gas, and she's repairing her hairs, the ravages, the destruction which she has made for her hair. And with love and generosity, she is repairing it. So according to this sentence, you have three sub questions. So first one is, what does generosity refer to? So the answer here, according to the chapter, is the generosity referred to was the readiness of Della to sacrifice the one precious thing she had, her shining brown hair. So students, when we learn the chapter, we come to know that how Della had sacrificed her precious thing, the only precious thing which she had, and that was her shining brown hair. So her generosity, her kindness, that she wanted to give some gift to her loving husband. So that kind, that generosity and that nature is referred here as generosity, that is nothing but kindness. Okay, so the answer is it is referred to the readiness of Della's sacrifice. Okay, so next up question, what repairing work was carried out? So here repairing work is mentioned. To what was repaired there? So answer is her hair was being curled in order to make it look pleasant. So when we go through the chapter, we come to know her brown shining hair. She had just cut it and she had sold it to get the money to buy a gift for Jim. And now when the left out hair on her head was not looking good, she was repairing it by curling it, by giving it a curl style so that it would look pleasant. Okay. Then moving to next question. Why was the girl repairing the ravages? So after selling her hairs, what was the need of repairing her ravages, her destruction of the hair? She went and she did all these things. So why? So the answer is Della knew that Jim would be shocked and disappointed to see her beautiful hair chopped off. Hence, she tried to repair the savages. So Della knew that Jim, who was her loving husband, he would be shocked and disappointed to see her beautiful hair, which were now chopped off, which were now cut off. So henceforth, she tried to repair the savages. Whatever destructions she had made to her hair, she wanted to repair it, make it look pleasant so that the Jim would not be angry or shocked with that. She knew it, so that is why she was repairing it beforehand. Okay, so moving on to the next question. A mathematician or a wit would give you the wrong answer. So this is a statement here that a mathematician or a knowledgeable person would also give you the wrong answer. So based on this, we have three again sub questions. The first one is, what is the question alluded to here? So they are talking about like which question are they saying here will be given wrong answer to. So the answer is, the question referred to here is $8 a week or million a year. What is the difference? So just a simple question like, what is the difference between $8 a week and a million a year? So between these two amounts, these two numbers, what is the difference? So even if you ask this to a mathematician or a knowledgeable person, you will get a wrong answer. This is what the question referred to. The main question is referred to this amount, $8 a week or a million a year. What is the difference between two? Okay, moving on to the next question. What is the right answer? If this will be the wrong answer will be given by these people. So what is the right answer according to the chapter? So the answer is the cost of the flat does not matter as long as the people who live there love each other very much. Okay, so the right answer would be that the people who are living on that flat, it will, the cost does not matter whether you give $8 or you give a million. It is not mattering in at all. Only what matter is the people who live there should love each other very much. There should be loving, kind-hearted person. So love cannot be valued. It is precious. It is priceless. It's, you cannot give any value or amount for it. Okay, so moving to next question. What is the implied meaning of the statement? Means what exactly does this sentence or this statement mean? What is its meaning? So answer is, in spite of their strained financial condition, Della and Jim were truly rich because they had a lot of love for each other and were ready to sacrifice their most prized possession for each other. Okay, means the main meaning here, the important meaning of the statement is that in spite of the very difficult financial condition what Della and Jim had, they were they were rich even though they were very poor and backward in the financial condition. Even then they were very true by heart, very rich by heart, because they had lots of love for each other and they were ready to sacrifice their most prized possession, a single thing they had as a precious thing, the possession which belonged to them, their owner. They were owner of one single thing, and they were ready to even sacrifice and sell that too to collect the money in order to give the gifts to each other. So they are rich by heart though they are financially poor. Okay, so that is what it means. That's the implied meaning of this statement. So moving on to the next question, and here you have paragraph writing. Here the heading is discuss in groups of four each and answer the following questions. You have to note down the important points and then develop the points into one paragraph. Here I have directly written in paragraph. You can understand it and by your own, according to your ease, you can remember in points. Okay, students. So moving to first question. Why are the gifts of Della and Jim compared to those of the Magi? So here the question is, why are these gifts of Della and Jim compared to those of Magi? Who are this Magi? This Magi was three men who gave the gifts to the newborn Jesus. So they are very famous according to the Bible, according to the Christian belief. So let's see what's the answer. Answer is, the Magi brought gifts on their own out of love for their Lord. The gifts of Tela and Jim are compared to those of Magi. Okay, as I said, this Magi, they bought their gifts by their own. Nobody said them because they love their Lord. As you know, in the Christian, they believe the Jesus as the God. So out of the love, they bought the gifts for the Lord. And here in this lesson, we see that the gifts of Tela and Jim are also compared to those of the gift of the Magi. The Magi were the three wise men. Now we are seeing who are the Magi. Okay, the Magi were the three wise men who brought the gifts to the newborn Jesus. These men traveled from Persia to Bethlehem at great risk to themselves to give the gifts to the newborn. They showed the love and reverence for the newborn. So here, why these Magi's are so famous and who are they? These were the three wise men who had bought some gifts for the newborn Jesus, and they had to travel a long way from Persia to Bethlehem, and it was a great risk. So they took that risk and they came and they gave the gifts to the newborn because they wanted to show their love and reverence for this newborn Jesus. Okay, so here likewise Jim and Della took risks when they sold the most precious possessions they had in order to show their love for each other. So, in the same manner, how the Magi did and gave the gifts to the newborn Jesus, here in the same manner, Jim and Della also risked whatever they had, the only precious things which they had, the only precious thing which they owned. They even agreed to sell that and risk and sell that in order to show their love for each other. So in fact the writer describes them as the wisest of all those who gave and received gifts, as they gave up the only prized possession they had. Hence they are fit to be described as the Magi. Okay, So here the writer says that they are the wisest person in the world, throughout the world, whoever gives the gifts and receive the gifts. Why? Because they gave up the only prized possession which they were having. They sacrificed their only precious thing in order to just exchange the gifts, to give the gift. And henceforth they are fit to be described as the Magi. So that's the purpose, they are fitting to be described as the Magi as per the uh, opinion of the writer. Okay, so this is what the paragraph wise answer here. You can just make it down in the points, like who are the Magi? There were three wise men. They traveled from Persia. They wanted to give the gifts to their Lord, that is newborn Jesus. So similarly, Jim and Della took risks and they bought the gifts for each other, showing their love for each other by giving their only precious possession which they had. So, like this, you can make it into 5 to 6 points. Okay, moving on to the next question. Write on the appropriateness of the title. Means, how do you think this title is suitable for this chapter, the story? So, answer is the writer gives the title to suggest that the story is one of the love and affection. The writer points out that the gifts of even the ordinary people like Della and Jim can be greater than those of the Magi who were kings and had lot of wealth. Okay, so here the writer gives this title because he wants to say that this story is showing the love and affection. Here he points out, the writer points out that the gifts of even an ordinary people like Della and Jim, who were just ordinary person and they were very poor, they were not very good at financial condition, but even their gifts can be of greater than those of the Magi's who were kings. Even their gifts can be more greater than the kings who have lot of money. Della and Jim, who are poor, though if they are giving the gifts, it can be of more value and more important than the gifts given by the kings who have lot of wealth. We are getting the difference. So finally, when they are not able to collect enough money for the gifts, both of them sell the most precious things they had with them. And here we come to know in the chapter that when they are not able to collect the enough money for the gifts which they wanted to buy for each other, they are they're agreeing themselves to sell the most precious things, to sacrifice the most precious things which they have in order to get the gifts. So, as per the story here, Jim sells his gold watch which belonged to his father and grandfather before him. So he had only one precious thing, that was the gold chain which he had got from his father, and his father has got from his father, like that. And in the same way, Della sells her long, beautiful, rippling hair, and that was the only precious thing she had. Okay, so here the most important point is that unlike the gifts of Magi, which could be exchanged in case of duplication, the gifts of Della and Jim cannot be exchanged at all. It would be a long time before they use their gifts. So here he means to say that if you have any gifts which is not needed or you cannot be used, if it's given even by Magi or some other person, it can be exchanged. But the gifts which the Della and Jim has given here, the love, the affection, and the sacrifice which they have given cannot be exchanged at all. And it would be for a long time before they use their gifts. Like they don't have the watch and the hairs where the gifts have to be used. So they have to wait for a longer time, and it will not be exchanged because it's wholly and fully surrounded by the love and affection. Okay, so this is what a paragraph. Again, you can make it into 5 sentences, 5 points, and you can recall it, remember it. Okay, moving on to the next question. Imagine that you are Della and write on the conflict you went through before you sacrificed your hair. So here you have a personal opinion, like you are imagining that you are Della. You are sympathizing, you're keeping yourself in place of Della, and you are writing 5 points, like what were the conflicts, what were the things, what were the ideas coming into your mind when you decided to sacrifice your hair, sell it, and get the money and bring a gift for somebody who is near and dear to you. So how, what were your feelings? You have to imagine, you have to think, and you have to write. Okay, so here I have given 5 points for you all. First point, I desperately wanted to give a gift to Jim for Christmas. Okay, because I just wanted to give, and I was waiting for the Christmas to come, and I would give the gift to Jim. Then second point, I had a very little money. Jim does not earn much, and I try very hard to save whatever little I can by bargaining with all the sellers I have to deal with. Then what other conflict it came into me, what struggle I did, that I had very little money and even Jim did not earn much. And I had tried very hard so that I could save. I was bargaining with the sellers so that I could get some money in to save after taking that vegetables or whatever I'm bargaining with the sellers, so that I can be able to save some amount of money. Then the next conflict was, I always knew that my long beautiful hair was something even Jim was proud of. Then even I had this kind of doubt that the long beautiful hair which I was having was also liked by Jim, and even he was proud of it. So it was, I was hesitating, but I had to sacrifice that because for him. Then fourth point, when I looked at myself at mirror, I realized I could earn a little money by selling my hair. Anyway, the hair would grow back. So again, one more conflict. When I was looking at the mirror, I realized that I could earn a little money to get the gift by selling my hair. Anyways, the hair could grow back again. Again, the last point, when I finally got ready to step out of the house to sell my hair, I had second thoughts. I did not want to lose something so beautiful, but I had to do it. There was no other way to get money, and I had to present a gift to Jim for Christmas. So, fifth conflict which came into my mind, which was stopping me, was when I was about to step out of my house. I had one more second thought in my mind that I did not want it to lose my beautiful hairs. But then I had to do that. I was forced by my heart from my inside. Why? Because there was no other way to get the money, and I had to get some or the other gift to Jim for that Christmas. Okay, so these are the 5 points which I would like to write if I would be Della. And what were the conflicts? These were the conflicts which came in my mind while I was going to sacrifice my hair for the getting the gift for the loving Jim. Okay, students, so I hope you all have understood the question and answers. This was an, I hope it was an informative and an interesting video for you all. Thank you for watching my video, and if you liked it, do hit the like button, and we'll be back soon with other question answers of the other chapters. Till then, thank you.